No biting. Sit. Paw. Good boy. Good boy. See, I know how to do it now. That's made up, baby. That's made up. All that we find.
Okie dokie, guys. So, we're gonna talk about. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm in the middle because I can't really tell. So, that's why this watch comes in handy a lot. I am in the middle. Okay. Anyway, Miles is looking at me like I'm crazy. So, we're gonna talk about what happened to this little dude because I get that question a lot, and to retype the story is a lot. So let's start with, it was a Sunday, like what, afternoon I guess, and me and my dad we're bored, right? We're bored a lot. So I had money and I was like, he needs to get his nails trimmed and he needs his like he needs his monthly flea pills and his monthly heartworm prevention pill, chewable thingy. So we went to the vet, and then we went to go get his nails clipped, and then my dad wanted a tea, so we went to go get a tea. And then he was like, well, do you want to take Miles to the dog park? And I was like, yeah, because we go all the time, but I haven't taken him, and he's a puppy, so we've taken him before, and he loves it, dude. Like, he goes crazy and he knows better. Like, he's not aggressive at all. Like, I've taught him, like, no, like, whatever, I get mad at him, he does not bite, but he does have a little humping problem. But I mean, what puppy doesn't? So we took him, and when we got there, we noticed that there was a lot of dogs in the big dog park because they have it separated. It's the big area for the bigger, larger dogs, and the small area for the smaller dogs, like Miles. So we're like, okay, well, that's cool. So we took him down, and I noticed that there was people in there, but I didn't really see who it was because it kind of goes far back. So I was like, okay, well, let's go. And I let him in, I unhooked him. He was just walking around me, and I gave him some water, whatever. And he starts wandering to the back, and we go sit in the back, like on the bench. And then I noticed that there's these two ladies with their little daughter, I guess, and they have two big dogs. So I was like, yikes, why are they in here? But I was like, you know what, people can't be that dumb. Like, you know, wasn't I bringing aggressive dogs to the dog park? Anyway, so that one of the big dogs starts, Miles is very hyper, so he was like jumping around and running and stuff. One of the big dogs gets interested, and he kind of like walks up to him, like he's running towards him, and I was like, oh shit, there's two ways this can go. So he starts playing with them, and I was like, oh, they're good. So like I was already off the bench, and I was like, oh, they're good, okay. So I sat down, and after I sat down, I noticed like the big dog got like pissed off at something Miles did. I don't know what happened, but he got mad, and he started like, and I was like, okay, well. But then their owners got up, and they started addressing the issue. So I was like, they got it right. No, they didn't. So the big dog bites Miles' back leg, dude. He has him by the back leg, and Miles is crying. Miles never cries except for like whenever we accidentally stepped on him, and that's it. And then like obviously we like back off. And so for me to hear him cry like that, like, dude, oh my god, I was pissed. Me and my dad, my dad's like older. He's like, what, like 65 or something? Like, I think he's 65. And he has the old tea and stuff, like a huge cup of tea. And he's like, what the fuck? So my dad has like his big old tea, and like he starts like, okay, like, what the fuck is going on? He starts kicking the big dog. I'm like punching at the big dog because he would not let Miles' leg go. And then finally, I don't know what we did, like, he finally let go of Miles, and so I turned, like, my dad's still dealing with the big dog and kicking and punching him, which I don't blame him. And like, there are people, like, his owners didn't get mad too because they know, like, that was their dog's fault. Like, really? Why was he even in the little dog area? That's what I want to know. Anyway, so I run towards Miles. I didn't know at this point that his leg was broken until I looked at him. and he's running for his life, and he hides under a bench, and his foot is literally like dangling, like it's dangling, dude. It's like broken, but it's like inside, so there's like no external bleeding or anything like that. What do you want? You want to get on the bed? Okay, so there's like no external bleeding or anything, so I was like, oh, dude, let me just tell you right here, I'm not a big crier, and if I am, I cry by myself. When I'm alone. So I lost it. I was like crying. I was pissed. I wanted to beat their butts, because I don't know if there's kids watching, but anyway, I already cussed once. So I was just mad. I was like really mad, and I was like, we need to go to the vet. We need to go to the hospital. His leg's broken. My dad's like getting their names and their numbers down, and turns out the lady gave him a number that, I don't know, her phone was disconnected at the moment. My dad got all pissed off and stuff. Well, anyway, whenever we're trying to leave, there's a cop. So my dad was like, should I stop him? I was like, yeah. So he stopped him and got the information. So we're currently in the process of like trying to get money from them to go towards him, to like repay us back. Because we ended up putting my dad in the negative, like a lot. I brought like 100 for my best friend, 100 for my brother. I'm still taking donations because that just took care of this. This isn't even a cast, it's a splint. So that's stupid, right? And so since he's a puppy though, they said that because we had another option that I wanted to go with, but I didn't have enough money for it. It was what was it? It was surgery. So they were gonna put like little pins in his leg to help it connect, and he basically wouldn't need this. He would recover faster. But that was gonna be like $1,000 that we didn't have. So this was like 600. So we had to scrounge up that, or else it's like, go home with your broken dog. What do you want us to do? Yeah, vets are bad. They're like dumb. I hate them. And like that's my first bad experience with a freaking vet. So I was like, okay, so we're scrounging up money and we get that on, and now he has weekly visits he needs to go to, so make sure everything's in place, everything's going fine. But they told me that because he's a puppy, going with this route isn't so bad because he's still growing. He's only 5 months, guys. So he's still growing. He's a schnauzer and a pug mix, and he's supposed to get a little bit bigger. Not too much bigger, but bigger. And so his legs would be growing like a lot more. And so they're like, yeah, he should be fine, but come back weekly. That's another $35 weekly that I don't have. And I'm not working. I'm a college student. I live off of my financial aid. And my parents, who are both like retired or disability, and yeah, it's just bad. And so we have him. And I mean, we're taking him day by day, but so far he's off of his pain medication. That was like an extra 15, and some other medication because those dogs might have like rabies or something. So they gave us another medication that was like probably another $17. I don't remember, but he just had to take those for like a week or two. And yeah, and so he's off his pain meds because he feels better, I guess. But we're just waiting and waiting and waiting because he hates that cone. I haven't taken it off because if I take it off, I know he won't let me put it back on. And his hair, his fur. Okay, so that day of his attack, like that same day we went to Petco to get his nails trimmed. I wanted him to get a haircut, and they were like, oh, we need his papers, blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, I'll bring him next time. I was like, but I want to schedule an appointment. So I scheduled an appointment for like last weekend, and then this happened, and he has a cone on. So I was like, yeah, you can cancel that appointment. We don't need it. Blah blah. I'm really annoyed because now his face is, and he won't let me cut it, and I'm not trying to poke his eye out with scissors. So he's gonna be shaggy until he's done with his recovery. But yeah, that's basically it. We're still in the process of getting like the people's, like, because we set up a small claim thingy. I don't even know what it's called. My dad did it, and we're like, the people have an option of even showing up, so they can not show up. And we want to charge them like $2,000 because already we've paid a total of like 1,000, almost like 300 or something like that. And then it's gonna keep building up and building up. So just ladies, give us $2,000 and we'll shut up. How about that? But yeah, I don't know. That's it. And we gotta see how it goes. This is my first time ever having anything like this happen to any of my dogs. And remind you, I'm a huge animal lover, and I've had a ton of dogs. This is the first dog that I actually like do everything right. I'm going every month to get his vaccinations and do everything. And then for what? For him to get his leg bitten by some irresponsible person's freaking pet? Are you serious? I'm so mad. I'm so mad, Miles. But yeah, that's his story.